Hi, my name is Ben and I'm a physical therapist here at Total Physical Therapy in Amarillo, and today we are going to be talking about the remodeling phase of healing. In the previous two videos, we talked about the acute phase of healing and the subacute phase of healing. And in the subacute phase of healing, we learned that during that phase, we are laying down groundwork, or we are basically sending building blocks down to the area to help build the structure of the tissue. Now, whenever it's being laid, it's not being laid in an organized fashion, but a disorganized fashion, which means that we had to start appropriately loading the structures during the previous phase. During this phase, all of the groundwork has already been laid. All of the new building blocks that need to be put there have been put there, and so all of the material that we need is there, and now we just need to load and remodel the tissue. During this phase can last anywhere from up to 2 to 3 weeks after injury, depending on the severity of the injury, all the way up to a few years after injury. So it is very important during this phase that we are mindful of loading the tissue and being consistent on loading the tissue. Whenever we are looking to get back into high-level activities such as sports, we need to be thinking about making sure that we are consistently loading it, not in just an isolated way, but we are putting the tissue back into the context of sports. During this phase, you might start seeing a lot more jumping, running, cutting, activities like that are a little bit more higher level of demand, but are progressive in the fact that we want to try to progress these back to sport. Some things to consider during this phase of healing is that we need to make sure that we are being consistent with our loading. I already mentioned it earlier, but it's important to know that we want to make sure that we are consistently giving the area the stimulus response that is needed to continue remodeling that area. What we don't want to see happen is we don't want to see you get back to sport and then start neglecting loading the area. And so maybe you're loading it somewhat with the sport, but we're not being consistently loading it in a very specific fashion. Other things to consider during this phase of healing is that we may not just be loading it from a strength perspective anymore. We may also be challenging different aspects of the tissue. For example, how quick can it react to things? Does it have good coordination, rhythm, and timing? Are we able to nail those aspects down of whatever tissue is injured to allow you to get back into whatever activities it may be, whether it be sport or simply going out and going into your garden? Are we able to handle those tasks well? And are we appropriately utilizing the exercises that allow us to get back into those demands? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give us a like. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. And as always, I hope you guys have a great day.